Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another news video for Final Fantasy XIV. Then this posted today on the Lodestone on the 5th of July 2024 this morning. Yoshi P addresses the community den that says, "We have received numerous reports that the housing system's lighting settings are brighter than usual when set to 0. Conversely, when set to 5, the lighting is darker than it should be. The team has been hard at work investigating the source of this issue and how best to resolve it." He says, "I apologize for taking so long to address this matter, but I would like to take this opportunity to inform you of all the progress." So here's a quick demonstration in the game of it set to 0 in our FC. So as you can see, it is quite bright. And then on number 5, the lighting does seem darker than in a previous one. So I think this is just the way that lighting has been updated. He continues, "The effects of lighting updates. Thanks to the graphical update of 7.0, the game has seen significant improvements to lighting and the number of light sources that can be processed simultaneously. While this has resulted in greater graphical fidelity, it has also fundamentally changed how lighting is handled compared to patch 6.58, making it impossible to recreate the same visuals when compared pixel by pixel. It was our goal to match the lighting settings for housing seen in 6.58 as closely as possible. However, we've determined a mistake was made when adjusting the parameters required to accomplish this." He says, "I will explain the source of the issue down below, but I would like to reassure you that we're doing our utmost to fix the lighting settings to match what was previously available. Because the process involved carefully testing various lighting settings against several combinations of furnishing layouts, we expect to fix for this issue to be ready by patch 7.05. He says, "My sincerest apologies for taking so long to resolve this. For those of you who have already finished designing or redesigning your estates and apartments, please bear in mind that you may need to further adjust the brightness settings in the near future." So the issue then is when fine-tuning the lighting settings in our improved graphical environment, the newly added baked reflections were mistakenly set to on when determining the base lighting level for housing. Because of this, he says, even with the lighting set to 0, there is a persistent lighting effect that makes the environment appear brighter than intended. The highest brightness setting, meanwhile, was adjusted several times when trying to strike a balance between the player character's personal lighting and that of the surrounding environment. The end result inadvertently made lighting darker than what could be seen in previous patches. To ensure housing remains a place for players to comfortably express their creativity, originality, and sense of style, our plan is to disable the baked reflections and rebalance the environmental lighting to bring these new settings as close to the original values as possible." And he says, "As mentioned previously, the lighting cannot be made exactly as it was before. It's also affected by a number of outside factors, including your monitor, its brightness settings, and gamma levels. Even so, we're committed to reconfiguring the brightness setting for housing to more closely resemble their previous appearance. Together with the improved graphics introduced in 7.0, we hope to provide you with a more enjoyable housing experience. Thank you for your patience and support." So baked reflections are going bye-bye, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I quite like the baked reflections on the housing stuff, especially considering you're never going to get it to look like it was before anyway. It seems like something we should adapt to, possibly more than have a fix for it, or fix something that isn't, directly necessarily related to that. It's interesting how the graphics update is affecting things in different ways. I personally haven't seen any negativity. When I've looked around my estate, for example, I've not seen other people complain that much. A few people have moaned maybe, especially having the darkest setting being lighter than it was before. I can imagine that being very annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I think the improvement to lighting and the textures and stuff is kind of a reflection of the fact that the furnishing items themselves haven't been upgraded, right? So it's kind of like using brand new lighting techniques on stuff that itself hasn't been updated, and you can see that in some of the older zones as well. So maybe it's just a case of maybe updating the housing items. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. I know there's lots of budding housing designers and things that watch my videos. This is a very interesting one. Are you excited for these changes? Does this affect you, or do you not really have a clue what's going on here? Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. A link in the description, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.